Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is KidNativeBloodyElbow.com. Joining me once again is the inevitable, the ineffable, the ineluctable Eugene S. Robinson. I'd love to blame him for the delay in the show, but we have to blame Google, unfortunately. It's like the United Airlines of these chat hangouts that practically dragged poor Eugene out of the gym. At one point, I thought he was going to saw his arm off with a pocket knife and crawl out of the cave. But
hey, man, from their point of view, they'd be like, "You're lucky you have any of this."
Yes. It's true,
yeah.
And we wouldn't without them, so makes me hate them even more.
Exactly.
But we're here for the UFC on Fox 24, aka UFC Kansas City, aka UFC on Fox Johnson versus Heiss Care Don't Care preview. And for that, Eugene, we need a disclaimer.
Crybabies, bedwetters, greedy bread gobblers, work-shy individuals, malingerers, fighters. This has less to do with your skills and talents as a human being or a man or a woman, and much more to do with the marketing heft and weight put behind you by the biggest agency in the world, WME. You want to get from the don't care list to the care list? Fight an exciting fight. Until then, don't come crying to us, bedwetters.
And
greedy bread gobblers, work-shy individuals, malingerers, and
Yeah. Let me tweet this out since we tweeted prematurely. Let me tell people that we are actually live. Premature twitteration.
I don't know anything about that.
Of course not. You've only read clinical studies of it for your research. I mean, come on. A man who's never been premature has never really known true excitement. That's
exactly. Hey, chalk it up to your attractiveness, babe.
That's right. That's how devastating you are, honey. So this card, I don't think is going to make anybody prematurely ejaculate, because we've got 5 fights on Fight Pass. Then we've got 4 fights that are prelims, but they're going to be on Big Fox. Remember when it was a big deal to be on broadcast TV?
Okay, right. Yeah.
And then we've got 4 fights on Big Fox, and this card will start earlier than your usual card. So all you depraved, bath salt, huffing type individuals will need to get up a few hours earlier, even before sunset.
What time? What time?
I'll have to look, but my guess is about 3:30 Central is usually when I plan on.
Central. So what's that? 1:30. That's right as I'm finishing training, so that's all right. I think I can make that. All right.
All right. So. The first fight. Now this one this one. Let's see. Let me guess on your total cares. I'm gonna guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna guess 7 total cares for you.
Okay. Listen. But before we get into that, a lawyer and loyal listener to the show.
Is this your stalker from Denver?
No. I don't have any stalkers. Is it people who know more than I do? Explaining to me about I don't know if you've seen it, the Reuters coverage about the UFC.
The UFC taking out the new loan.
New loan. Do you know what this means?
Well, it means they need cash.
Okay, but do you know what it means?
Of course not. I need the conspirators take.
Okay.
Is Sun Ra speaking to you from beyond the grave, Eugene?
No, I'm gonna read exactly what he said. He goes, WME has EBITDA, which is earnings before income taxable
income,
cash flow goals in order to hit their earn-out goals. They're falling well short of that because their year on pay-per-view so far has sucked asshole galore, and it's looking increasingly likely they won't get the TV deal they want. They're having to spend more money than they thought in order to make less. So they've taken out a $100 million loan in order to hit short-term cash flow goals in order to hit the bonus payout. Basically, they need a big second half of the year. GSP Bisping, Jones DC2, McGee, Ronda Cyborg could save the year. Perhaps more explicable, though, is their TV strategy. They want a big second TV contract. They should be keeping these free agents and putting together big-name TV cards to boost the average ratings. If they put Weidman, Musasi, Rockman, Verdum, Rumble, and other big names in their TV main events, the ratings go up. The pitch that you got to make to networks is that there's new management, and the talent scouts at WNME know how to market fighters better than a bald asshole and and some sleazy greasers, and that this represents a
That's an ethnic slur. Ethnic slur.
No, hey, that's like John Travolta.
Slur. Come on.
That's John Travolta in Greece.
You don't get to decide what Italians think.
Hey, I didn't say anything about Italians. Just got guys who put grease in their hair. That's how
I see.
I'm reading fan mail. Is what I'm reading.
Yes. Go on.
Say is if you're WME, say we're better at this, and these improving numbers are a sign of things to come. You can either enjoy the success with us or enjoy it wanting to be with us. Then they get the second TV deal. You cut these expensive bastards and deliver whatever you want anyways. The money is contracted. So that's what we're looking at when we're looking at every single card from here on out.
Flailing desperation is
So if you're saying I'm going to have 7 cares on this card, that bodes well.
Well, I don't think these are TV rating cares, Eugene.
Oh,
These are
Eugene feeling sorry for everybody cares.
These are fight junkie cares, I think. Okay. All right, so let's dive right in. UFC Fight Pass, Saturday afternoon, Kansas City, women's bantamweight, Ashlee Evans-Smith and Kathleen Vieira.
Care.
Yes, because Ashlee Evans-Smith.
Ashlee Evans-Smith is not a friend of Knuckle Up, but a former teammate, so big care.
I see. And do you have a pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Ashlee.
She's pretty hot right now.
Yep.
Multiple, only one loss, multiple wins. I care because of Ashlee, and I think she'll beat. I'm sorry, it's not Kathleen, it's Ketlen Vieira. God damn, I'm getting farsighted. All right, and next we've got my.
So you're picking Ashlee?
Yeah, I'm picking Ashlee.
All right, good.
Welterweight Zak Cummings versus my namesake Nathan Coy.
I'm sorry. I'm tempted to care because of Zach, but not really. I can't. If I'm looking at $100 million, man, I gotta think like a guy who needs, We're talking serious stuff now. Nobody's fucking around now.
I'm pretty sure you could feed Zach into a wood chip or sell his kidneys and retinas and still not get anywhere close to the whole thing. I mean, and Nathan Coy is old, and I can't believe he's back in the UFC. But this is he's 1-1 on his current run. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't care either. All right, middleweight Anthony Smith versus Andrew Sanchez.
Sorry, don't care.
No, me neither. All right, light heavyweight Devin Clark versus Jake Collier.
Don't care.
Nope. Didn't expect that one. All right, now this one. This is a test. Bantamweight Augusto Mendes versus Aljamain Sterling.
Oh yeah, I care.
Is he at a small wood pile?
Yeah.
Slightly less misty wood pile.
Yeah. He is. It's like Goldilocks. There's a really big wood pile, and there's a medium size wood, and there's a teeny tiny wood pile that's just right. And
there he is now.
There he is now, and he's got a little axe, and he's got his little axe by his little wood pile. How is this, Chris? Oh, yeah, it's good, kid. If I could see you, I would be able to tell, but I can't see you because of the mist. So, no, I'm going to pick Aljamain to show you my heart's in the right place.
I don't know. He's riding a 2-fight losing streak.
He got jobbed.
Yeah. I don't have any reason to pick Mendes other than a lack of faith in Sterling. I think Sterling's on the death spiral. I think you've got juju powers, Eugene. Yeah. And you're cursing these guys. I'm starting.
If that was gonna work, it would have worked at the Beastie Boys.
Well, look what happened to MCA. God rest his soul. Huh? I'm not saying you killed him, Eugene, but I'm just saying you throw the juju out there long enough.
He was a great guy, man. He was actually a great guy.
I've heard nothing but that. The people in Tibet. But has anybody asked if the Chinese government killed MCA?
Yeah, that's.
We've heard a lot less about Tibet since he passed.
Yeah, you're about right.
Just saying. Maybe I'll write a letter to Alex Jones and see if he can get on that. Yeah, I think.
Well, he's looking for a shirt. So as soon as he finds a shirt, it'll be right at. Yeah.
I think he's still planning to. He's still threatening Congressman Adam Schiff. That was a delightful. Stroll into felony land.
I wonder how that guy. I don't know. I guess it's not fair to say, right? It's like, I mean, I'm tempted to say, how's that guy live with himself? I remember somebody talking to. Yeah, exactly. I know, right?
I mean, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I heard somewhere that cocaine really numbs these senses and emotions.
Oh, somebody once said something about Drew Carey, about how he sucked, and Drew Carey was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go home now and cry myself to sleep on my bed of money.
That Drew Carey, what a character. God bless him.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Now
are you gonna know? You got to make a pick.
I did make a pick. I picked against Sterling. I picked Mendes.
Oh fuck, you're nuts. All right.
I'm telling you, you may not be from New Orleans, but there may be juju powers.
Okay. All right. There you go.
All right. So, okay, now we move on to the Fox card. This is 4 fights on Fox, but it's strictly prelims. Flyweight, former title challenger Tim Elliott versus Luis Smolka.
Oh, I care.
Oh yeah, definitely care. Tim Elliott, plucky, hardworking. Is he gritty? Is he all those good things that guys can be?
Yeah.
He's not explosive. Don't worry.
And I feel like Smolka has reamed me before. Is this the case? Can you check?
Oh yeah. I mean, Smolka. Smolka's Gict City.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Elliott.
Yeah, I got to go with Elliott too, because when you take a guy out of a title fight and put him in against a guy on a 2-fight losing streak, it's a tune-up. I think.
Yeah.
Although Smolka is dangerous as heck, and could beat Elliott if Elliott screws up.
He could crap on your party, but this is, I don't see that happening necessarily.
No, I don't think that's happening. All right,
not enough so that I'm going to pick Smolka. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
at least we care about you. At least there's that,
That we do. And now lightweight, Rashid Magomedov and Bobby Green. The snake-bit Californian.
Fuck yeah. I care.
Yeah, it's a big care. And who you picking here?
I'm gonna have to go with the Chechen, Magomedov.
I think he's Dagestani. Actually, he might be Russian. He might be the only. No, he's Dagestani.
I love Bobby Green, but it's like wish me luck, Shamus. I got a raw deal. He's like the black. Who is that cat who looks like Central Casting gangster who just shot himself in the foot from Arizona? Joe Diesel Riggs.
Ah, yes. And I think it was the abdomen.
Yeah. And then, didn't he
years ago.
Somebody shot his brother and then he had to get out of town and then he went back to the same fucking town. They tried to shoot him and it's just like, man, this Bobby Green is super talented, but that's a lot of skeletal shit to be carrying around. And it's just like, I just think there's signs the universe is fucking you, and
finding yourself in the cage with a Dagestani continues that pattern.
Yeah, and so what I'm saying is, dude, Bobby, I don't want to pick against you, but I got to. So
yeah, and besides, there's stylistic rock paper scissors, but some of us know there's also racist UFC rock paper scissors, and Russians beat black guys. Eugene, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that. I'm saying that's what the racists say.
No, I've never heard this before.
Oh yeah, we've talked about it on the show.
But I think it has to do with the fact that even the most degraded African American probably would actively resist moving to anywhere in fucking Russia.
Exactly.
Compton? Nah, I'm cool. I'll stay. St. Petersburg, fuck you, Jack. No way.
The Dagestanis, maybe not so much in the Trump era, but back in the day when we were still America, they'd probably crawl over hot razor blades to live in Compton. So
yeah, exactly. So
and not even notice because they're used to crawling on hot razor blades anyway to get to school and back. So yeah.
Well, it reminds me of that story of those New York guys who went down to North Carolina. And I was told this on the occasion of I'm gonna leave the club and I'm gonna go find something to eat. And the guy was like, you should be careful. And then kind of looks at me and goes, you'll probably be all right. And I go, what? He goes, well, you look like the locals. I go, okay, I got what you say. And he said, some New York guys were like, we're going to go get some food. We've been in the van all day. We want to walk. They go, you should drive. It's like, fuck that. We're from New York. So they start walking
You're
down.
Not from North Carolina.
Not from North Carolina. Car stops. Literally backs up on the street. Says, hey, yo. They say, yeah, what? Give me your wallets. They're like, oh, no, man, fuck. We're just getting something to eat. Pulls out a gun, said, give me your fucking wallets, throw them in the car. They threw the wallets in the car, pulled off.
Man, it's strictly business, though, very professional.
Yeah. And they were perfectly, in Southern hospitality, they were perfectly polite.
America. Yes, indeed. All right. So
you're picking Magomedov as well?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, I love Bobby Green, and he's gritty as shit. It's just that every time he fights, one or two of my writers will be in touch with him about trying to talk to him about something or other, and there's always some chaotic, crazy sob story nonsense going on in the background. That's allegedly never his fault, but I mean, It's like John Belushi said about the Irish. And I'm not even going to tell you what John Belushi said about the Irish if you don't know.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
You don't know? Well,
No.
Eugene, you're old enough. You should. And people can Google John Belushi, Irish, Saturday Night Live.
All right.
So
All right.
All right. Bantamweight, Patrick Williams versus Tom Duquesnoy.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't either. I knew somebody named Duquesnoy once, and she wasn't very nice. So, ixnay on that.
Now, I'm sorry. I was just reminded every time I tried to interview Amiri Baraka, I tried to interview that guy 3 separate times, and every time I called his house, it would be like fucking people fighting and screaming in the background. The phone would fall to the floor, and then it would go dead. And I said, okay, maybe I'll try the next couple of days. Is Amiri there? No! Click. To keep in mind, dude was like a fucking professor at Columbia, and after the 3rd time, like shit, crockery was breaking. I go, I'm tapping out. Cool, bro. You know, whatever. The only black beat I wanted to interview. Sorry, man. I just can't keep up. So and then he died.
Well, you know, what was his given name? His slave name?
Leroy Jones.
Leroy Jones, a great poet. Great poet.
I cared less about his poetry and more about his playwriting. The Dutchman is a great piece of work. So.
I've never not that into drama myself. I'm kind of like no drama Obama, except in an aesthetic.
Well, he was kind of a dumbass in real life. Though.
Well, who isn't? I mean, come on.
All those beats ended up disappointing me. You meet them, and then right away you realize you can't spend 5 minutes with them. Allen Ginsberg, I could actually spend 10 minutes with, so that was all right.
I heard he was handsy. Plus,
yeah, he did it with me, but you know, in a funny way.
I see, and you were able to fend him off. All right, so now heavyweight, Roy Nelson versus Alexander Volkov.
Yes. Care.
This is old-fashioned Care City.
Yeah, Volkov is a tough fucking guy too. So.
Oh yeah, and big.
Yeah, this is back to their bread and butter. I'm gonna pick Roy though. I'm gonna pick Big Country, but I like this fight.
Oh man, Big Country's getting old, and I hear he keeps trying out for the Jerry Rice chicken helmet ad. He's like got one at home, and he's just videotaping himself. He puts a whole roast chicken there on the mouth guard,
and then he eats it before the camera starts rolling, so they have to cut. They got to get another fucking chicken up there, you know.
Exactly. So I mean, Roy's coming off a knockout of Bigfoot Silva back in September,
which is weird because I'm sure when people heard his name, they were like, "Oh yeah," like don't tell me you forgot about Dre. I think we did, man. That's when somebody's been Major Tom. You go, Roy, Big Country Nelson. Yeah, I remember that guy. Hey, didn't you used to be? Yeah, I used to be me.
Yeah, he used to be. I think Volkov's a little bit too real deal because he struggled with Bigfoot, and this is like post, slight breeze, and Bigfoot falls over Bigfoot. So.
Okay, man. So
Volkov,
we got some action. All right.
Yep. All right, now we move on to the main card. Featherweight Jeremy Stephens, this is your big chance. You're fighting Renato Moicano.
Yeah, I saw that, and I understood it for exactly what it is. Something to get Stephens back in the mix, and I don't give a fuck. Sorry.
Well, Moicano is undefeated, and he's 2-0 in the UFC. But against, people in Brazil. He beat a Finnish guy and a Russian guy in Brazil.
Well, that means something, actually. How did he beat him?
He split decision in the last one over the Russian and a rear naked choke over the Finn. It was Ninamaki, so...
all right. Well, this is... Okay, I care. How about that? But I don't care enough to make a pick.
I got to go with Stephens with the home country advantage. And I just think he's a mean little shit,
Yeah.
I mean,
but I just, as a point, I mean, I can't, I understand the WME stratagem, take these guys, trying to create tomorrow's stars today. I like that. Makes sense. But the reality of it is, I don't know Reis enough. Is that his name? I don't even, what?
Moicano.
Well, I don't know Moicano enough to know whether or not this makes sense to not go for the wine.
I think what they're going for is another, remember when Stephens uppercutted RDA before RDA was RDA?
Yeah.
I think they're looking on just feeding him a Brazilian for a big highlight is what I think.
All right.
We'll see. But it's a tough, undefeated Brazilian, so you never know.
Okay.
Now we've got, speaking of tough Brazilians, we've got middleweight Ronaldo, Jacare Souza against Robert Whittaker.
Oh, big care.
Yes, this is a big care. And really, if they're trying to hype Whittaker, This is the wrong guy to put him in the cage with.
Yeah, except I'm gonna have to tell you very honestly, he's not a friend of Knuckle Up, but a known associate. Jacare comes and trains at Sorrel Academy when he's here. Well, at least when during the Strike Force days.
You saying he's uppity? Too big for his britches?
No, he's strong as hell. Like the Sorrel says, strong as hell. But his stand-up has always made me nervous, man.
He's got some pop in his hands.
Yeah, but I don't know. I see him as susceptible to being knocked out in a way that I don't see.
Because you think he thinks his stand-up is better than it is?
Correct. And I think that's not the fucking kind of action you want to bring to bear when you bring it to bear against a guy not like Whittaker. You don't want to fuck around.
Whittaker does have some pop in his hands, but I just don't think he's really in Jacare's league.
I think you might be right, but I gotta go because of the known associate thing. I gotta go with Jacare, but I just makes me. It's a nervous pick. In other words, if we were breaking this down in terms of money again, I'm not putting a lot on this.
I see. Now you're making me question. I mean, Whittaker is tough as hell. He's got an undefeated streak going. But I just would hate to see Jacare get derailed before he gets a shot at the title.
And I tell you, Whittaker is not going to get fucking dragged down into the mire, man. He's just not going to.
You think he's too smart to?
I think he's too smart. It's like, I got you, bud. I got you. You do what you do on the ground. You got the whole chomp thing. Okay, no, fuck you. Sorry.
Easier said than done. But maybe he can stymie. Maybe he can stymie the jits of Jacare. All right, now we've got co-main event, women's strawweight.
Oh, did you make a pick?
Yeah, I picked Jacare.
Okay.
All the way. I don't think Whittaker's in his class. I just don't. I think Whittaker's great. I just don't think he's in that top three, top one category Jacare is. All right. Women's strawweight, Rose Namajunas versus the karate hottie, Michelle Waterson.
Yes, I care. And I'm going to pick Michelle.
Going for the karate hottie. Let me see. Let me think.
Because I think that's the smartest thing she did was to call herself the karate hottie, since it's clear that her jiu-jitsu is fucking great.
Well, she's fresh off beating Paige Van Zandt and spoiling their big time at the Paige and Sage show on the last UFC on Fox card. So they're clearly hoping that carries over. And Rose is coming off a fight of the night loss over Carolina Kowalkiewicz. So
I really like Rose, but I'm not seeing it.
I think she's grittier than the karate hottie. But I don't know if she can beat her. I think I got to go with the karate hottie too. Yeah, but I think Rose has more spirit and pluck.
Yeah, is she still going out with Pat Barry?
Not to my knowledge, but I could be wrong. I'm not keeping up with Pat like I used to.
Yeah, well, I guess, once he got out of the car, and stopped eating ketchup as spaghetti sauce, got less interesting.
He did. All right, so now we come to the main event. It could be 5 rounds. It could be 30 seconds. Flyweight champion Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson versus Wilson Heiss.
Yeah, I care, and I can't pick against Demetrious, so.
No, I maybe fought a heavyweight, but not against Wilson Heiss, and he's just too well rounded and too fast for Heiss.
Yeah.
I don't see Heiss can't hang with him on the feet, and I don't see Heiss getting him down for any of the time.
And if he does, so what? I've seen the guy gritted out in the ground where many others would have fucking tapped out.
Yep. Yeah, Heiss has got some ace jiu-jitsu, though. I don't know who Mighty Mouse has fought that has jiu-jitsu that good. Let me look back and see how long it's been since he tangled with somebody. Tim Elliott, Henry Cejudo, John Dodson, Koji Horiguchi, Chris Carriazo, Ali Bagatinov, Joseph Benavides, John Moraga. Moraga's Brazilian, but that's not... Yeah, in his entire UFC run, he hasn't faced anybody with really killer jiu-jitsu since Miguel Torres at UFC 130 in 2011, and Torres is not Wilson Heiss level jiu-jitsu. So, there's your hope. There's the string to hang your hopes on if you're looking.
Are you going to pick Heiss?
No, I'm not picking Heiss. I'm not an idiot. I'm just telling the idiots that are out there. If you're just dreaming of Mighty Mouse losing, that's your angle.
I got a text that the rumor mill says that Rose Namajunas is still with Pat Barry.
Good to know. Here's to monogamy. Hey,
well, we don't know anything about that. we know,
right.
Yeah, we know they're still together. So
yeah, they're still together, and
possibly
going through this life together or whatever.
Yeah.
Business. So, do you think this goes 5 long, highly rated rounds?
No. I'm seeing 2.
2. You think Mighty Mouse puts him away in 2?
Yeah.
I could see that because Reis is one of these guys who's like a super skilled technician, but he's also a Brazilian meathead, and might be a juicer. I mean, allegedly, he looks. Don't you think he looks like?
I don't know. I can't. Hey, when are they testing guys? Is it random or
I
when?
think it's random and the regular fight time testing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, I mean, I'm not saying Reis is a juicer. I'm just saying he looks like one. And
there's some guys who I feel more confident saying that about than others, but
Yeah, I mean, but the point is that Reis fights like a macho jerk sometimes, and not necessarily the smartest fight IQ guy. I mean, he can be drawn into brawls.
Yeah, but I mean, the only danger that I see for Demetrious is that he's like, he's trying to lose the stench of the after-ran in terms of the charisma thing, the Q rating thing, so that he does something ill-advised and trying to juice up the excitement factor and then gets fucking caught. But I don't see that really happen. I mean, he understands that things would be much worse for him were he to be losing.
Yeah, I think he's smart enough to realize that his appeal to the brass, such as it is that he wins. And that they're not suddenly going to discover that he's charming TV star material.
Right.
He's a fighter. He's an.
But
excellent
the thing is, we don't know. He could be. I mean, I don't know if they've. I mean, I haven't seen any.
How about let's come up with some show ideas for Mighty Mouse? Like, let's pretend we're in there pitching to Ari Emanuel. How about this? The Tiny Detective. And it's like he's a little guy and he's had everything in his life built to be his size.
Okay.
And so he's like in a little car. And he has a little chair he takes everywhere. And like, when he fights bad guys, they're little too. And every once in a while, there's a big person on the show.
You can make that joke.
I can. I'm a very little person.
I'm not going to even fucking touch that. Yeah, I do not endorse this. I don't know. I mean,
what's your show idea for Mighty Mouse?
I don't know, man. I mean, I see dummies on TV that do not nearly as good as he is, but it's a mystery to me why they pick. How about
this? Don't button up that shirt, Mighty Mouse, and you put him in like a polyester party shirt, and it's unbuttoned to start the episode, and it's like a reality show, and you put him in different semi-formal situations, and like if he buttons up to be more comfortable, then you dock him prize money.
Yeah. Hey, what is Irish coffee?
Irish coffee is coffee with whiskey in it.
Yeah.
I'm drinking some right now. Actually, it's Bullet Bourbon.
That's what I'm asking. There we go. I just checking, sir. Just checking. But you know what? If you had these ideas, and we were at WME or in some Hollywood meeting, there'd be some guy sitting there going, interesting. Trying to figure out which way the wind was blowing. So if the most powerful guy in the room kind of starts to nod, you could say, hey, I said it was interesting. I was there 100% with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see let's see if your prediction came true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cares. 8
See,
cares.
you're junkie.
Let's see. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're worse than I am.
And I'd even tune in for either of those Mighty Mouse shows. The Don't Button Up Mighty Mouse. I mean, I think it'd be hot. Like, you could maybe even get Queen Elizabeth to be on the show and see if he is socially ashamed to button up his shirt before he meets the Queen.
Oh, man.
Yeah, a surprise visit from his mother-in-law. Like, late in the show.
But it's got to have one of those, like, kind of repeating things like, oh, that tiny detective, and he's got like
he's busting some big criminal, and the guy's like, I never saw him coming. He flew below my radar.
Right. Well, some guy, he wanted to do a revised Peanuts TV show, and his wife is an artist, and she did me
Mighty
as
Mouse could be Linus.
No, she did me as a character, and my character's name was Crappy. And so no matter what, people, they're like, he comes along, he just brings everybody down. They go, "Oh, that Crappy," and it's like, yeah.
That's not the Peanuts gang. That's some sort of scatological parody.
Yeah, but she did it pretty accurate. It looked like me, but with a little short shirt and the shorts on, and I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah, birthday cake. I'm glad you're having a pretty fun birthday. I wonder if I'll get diabetes and die from this cake.
Oh, that Crappy.
Exactly. So, all right, man.
All right. Well, that's our show. So, Zane and the gang will have the MMA vivisection on the channel tomorrow, and then we'll have the 6th round after the fights. Eugene will have Knuckle Up on Sunday night, launched on Monday, and then next week there's Swanson versus Lobov coming off UFC Fight Night on April 22nd. So we'll have the usual care, don't care, and vivisections for that. So remember, subscribe to MMANation.com on YouTube. Subscribe to MMA Nation on iTunes. Get the audio without the ugly. Follow me at Kid Nate. Follow Eugene at Eugene S. Robinson. Read Eugene at Aussie.com. Read me at BloodyElbow.com. And adios, Eugene. Adios, MMFA. And give us a thumbs up. You'll be able to figure out there's a thumb icon. Click the one that says up. Yeah, that didn't look like Eugene. That might hit your hands.
Tricked you.
And so, adios, MMA aficionados. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Eugene.
All right, man. So I guess I